Hey everybody, my name is Fire Alarm Freak, and in this video, we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to wire up your own emergency light or exit sign. So, let's get into that. Okay, so first the materials that you're going to need. First, you're going to need, of course, an exit sign or emergency light. In this case, I'm using a new emergency light I got for my birthday. And then a cord or wire that has a standard, whatever country you're in, plug. If you got your device and it's like made in the US, it's probably going to be 120 volt. So make sure that if you're in the UK or anything, you're using 120 volts into this thing so you're not overcharging it. But you want one of these cords that can plug into your wall, and it has frayed or cut ends like this. Now you can buy these at most hardware stores. Or you can just use the standard, electrical extension cord, basically, and just cut off the female end of it and split it into these two wires. So, let's move on. My emergency light has these little tabs here that you can push in, and then you can pull this back plate off, and you'll be met with some wires. So if you look in here, usually it'll come with a little baggie, and these will have wire caps in it. If you don't, you can use your own wire caps, but there's probably going to be either 2 or 3 wires, and they're going to be labeled or colored. So the orange one is usually 277 volts AC. You do not want to use this one unless you're powering it with 277 volts. The black one is usually AC 120 volts. This will be what most people in the US are going to use. And then the white one is probably going to be neutral wire, and this is going to be your negative. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to set your emergency light or exit sign down, and then you're going to want to take your wires, doesn't matter which one, and you're going to want to wrap one of them around your black wire here. So if you line them up on the same way like that, and then just wrap it around, that'll be good. And then I'm going to take off this little black rubber piece here so that I have better access to the wire. Okay, so I just took off the little rubber pieces on top of the neutral and 120 volt wire, because if yours may or may not come with those little rubber pieces at the top, but if they do, you do want to take those off before you get into the wiring stage. But now that I have those off, I'm going to take one of my wires from here. I'm going to line it up the same direction with that. Make sure it's all straightened out so that they are both straight and facing the same direction, if my camera would focus. And what you're going to want to do is once they're lined up, you're going to want to just twist them together. And then you're going to want to take one of your wire caps, right here. You're going to want to twist the wire cap on top of the 2 wires that are together, just like that. And you're going to want to repeat this step for the black wire. Make sure that this isn't plugged in. Do not have this plugged in while you're doing this. That should come as a necessary, but I should probably say that anyway. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to do the same thing for the positive wire. And I don't know where my other wire, I don't know where my other wire cap went. So, I'm going to go grab another one, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got our other wire cap here. And we're just going to take our black wire from our power cord here. And then we're going to take the black wire from the emergency light here. I'm just going to do the same thing we did for the neutral side. Twist them together. And take our wire cap. And we're going to twist the wire cap on top of these until the wire cap either stops moving or, you can't see any wire through it. And then once you have this going, you do want to take a look inside your exit sign or emergency light. Look at the battery. It'll usually be in this yellow thing. or it'll just look like a normal battery. Follow its wire until you get one of these wire things here. And usually this will be unplugged. If you want to have your emergency light or your exit sign stay on during a power outage, you want to take this wire, you want to find a piece in the board. Usually if it's an exit sign, there will be a board at the bottom as well with LEDs in it. And you're going to want to look in your board and try to see where you can plug one of these cords in. So for me, it looks like I'm putting right there. So I'm just going to push that in right there. So I want to make sure I was a little testing. But I see it right there under the wires. So I'm going to push this wire aside, and then we're going to plug in our battery. So we take this little battery cord here, and then we plug it in to that socket there. And as you see, once I plugged it in, the battery kicked on and the emergency light is shining because I have not plugged this in yet. So I'm going to go plug this in, and you'll see that the light turns off. Okay, so the light is off right now, and I might have to pull that a little bit. But if I plug it in, you'll see it gains power, but the lights themselves turn off since this is an emergency light. If it's an exit sign, then the exit sign will stay on. It might get a little brighter, might get a little more dim, but it'll generally stay the same. And if it's a combo, then these lights will turn off the emergency lights, but the exit sign will still stay on. So now, what you want to do is you want to take your 277 wire. For safety, I'm not, sticking my hand near the ends of it, because just in case it is charged, I don't want to shock myself. I'm going to go unplug this so I can stick the rest of the wires back in. So you can see that the lights turned back on because they lost power. But if yours doesn't have a hole in the top or bottom and you're wondering, well, where do I stick the cord back in through? Usually there will be a little tab either up here or sometimes down here. Or if it's an exit sign or emergency light, there'll be a little mounting thing that you can push through and stick the wire through. These, the plate that my emergency light that I took off has tabs in it, because this would usually be going into a wall. So what we can do is we can just pop out this tab with our handy dandy screwdriver over here, and we'll just pop this out. You do want to be careful not to force it, but don't be gentle with it either. I'm going to cut this out because it doesn't look like it's super easy to break out, so I'll be right back. And then I'm just going to shove that all into the back of my device, whether that's an emergency light, exit sign, combo, whatever. I'm going to pull this cover through. It looks like one of my caps fell off, so I'm going to recap that really quickly. Where'd it go? There it goes. There it is. Sometimes they'll fall off, so you just need to sort of straighten out the wires a little bit. Try it again. And then once you've done that, just push it all back in your device. And then make sure none of it's poking out the sides. I'm just gonna push down so your tabs pop in like that. And now we have our fully enclosed exit sign with the little hole we made in the back and the wire sticking out. So now I'm gonna move the camera, and we can go plug this in. So yeah. So what I ended up doing is I just put it on upside down so you can see the button in the light here, and you can press that in. And I just rested it on top of that traffic advisor that I have spare. But yeah, now I'm going to turn off all the lights, close this blind, and try to direct the lighting themselves towards where they're actually needed. So let's go do that. Okay, so it's not completely dark, but it's good enough for our purposes. So we're just going to hold down this test button, and we need some light directed over there. So I'm just going to point this exit sign head that direction, or the emergency light, so that's more lit up. And then this is facing straight forward, and it's pretty okay there. I'll just push it a little bit that way. And yeah, so that's good. And compared with that combo I have over there, that would light up my room plenty. So anyway, guys, thanks for subscribing, and bye-bye.